Another video today, guys. I am gonna be doing a beading video for y'all today. I've never done a video like this, guys. I don't know if you could tell, but your girl been stepping out the box with the videos. I've been getting out of my comfort zone. I have a photo shoot on Saturday. It's currently Thursday. Yeah, I'm a procrastinator. It's fine. And it's more of a traditional photo shoot, so I wanted to wear some of the traditional jewelry pieces and skirts that I have, and I want it to be pretty much everything I have made. Before we get into the video, I'll show you guys everything I have going on. I do have everything set up. Your girl came prepared. Before we get into the video today, guys, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell to get a notification when I post, and we can get straight into the video. I have not done a photo shoot like this ever in my career of modeling, so I'm really excited for this shoot and to shoot with this photographer. But I want some new pieces. I feel like every photo shoot I have, unless like I already have pieces I haven't worn that would work perfect with the outfit or like the theme that we're going for, I always want to make something new. So that being said, I'll show you guys what I have thus far, what I'm thinking, and then what I have drawn up for what we're gonna make today. I have this skirt that I'm gonna be wearing, and I made this skirt. Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's probably like perfect, like the length and everything wise, because it is so freaking hot in Arizona right now. We're like literally on our 18th day of it being over 110 degrees. So like, y'all, check on your people in Arizona, because we're in the house bored, for real. So this is a dress that I have, but I don't have any other brown top that looks good with this skirt, so I'm just gonna tuck it in and it'll be good. But I'm gonna put it with this brown dress slash top. I have this little purse that I believe my father got me, and I just thought it was cute. It has some red beaded detailing with a little bit of blue, and there is some light blue in the skirt. So I figured it works perfectly. I figured I'm just gonna bring it for a prop if I wanna like have like a little purse situation going on. I feel like I always wear my beaded purses, so I wanted to switch it up, and I feel like I haven't given her much love at all. I was thinking about doing a choker, a beaded choker, but I just don't think I'm gonna have enough time nor material and enough time to go get the material. So I think I'm just gonna stick with making a bracelet, which is fine because I got this beauty and I wanna wear her. I think she, you know, will really like just emphasize everything that I'm going for with this shoot. Obviously, other than the necklace, these are the only earrings or anything beaded that I have not made. I will leave in the description below the app to who made these earrings. If you guys, you know, just wanted to check them out, make sure you guys show Indigenous creators love. And then I have now these are the longest earrings that I own. And I made them myself. They are 22 inches. So they literally have every single color pretty much that I have in this skirt in here. I'm gonna be using the same colors that I have in these earrings in the bracelet that I'm making today. I'm thinking about beading a feather onto a little bracelet. I think that would be super cute and just kind of like give what I'm going for. So we have the sketch made. I have all of my beads and my loom and everything right here. And if you're coming on this video for more so of a beaded loom tutorial, I will do my best at giving you a tutorial, but I am also new at loom beading. My grandpa did gift me this loom that he's had since he was a teenager, so this loom alone is like at least 50 years old. And it's funny because my dad spent literally hours soaking and scraping this loom. And he was like, you could have just bought a new one. But I was like, Dad, it's more than buying a new one. Like, it's the thought that counts. Like, I want this one. So this is a very old loom. You guys can get looms, I believe, on like Amazon or even like at any craft store like Michael's. They're fairly cheap. The other main things that you're gonna need are a needle, my string, have all of the beads that I'm gonna be using. So whatever colors you guys choose to do or pattern, it's all up to you. I've definitely used patterns where I've only used like 4 colors, but I am gonna be using 7 colors. And really, we're gonna get started. I will say the first part of loom beading is fairly complicated. Like I said, guys, I am newer at it, so if you want a more detailed tutorial, I will leave a link in the description below to a really good tutorial from this woman. She actually holds beaded loom classes, and she was super great at like explaining it and the entire process. It made it super easy to learn. So I'll link that in the description below, but let's get straight into making it. So my pattern across, I have 9 beads. So it's gonna be 9 beads wide, which means I'm gonna need to cut off 10 strings. So I have a string on each end of every single bead. So since my bracelet's gonna be 9 beads wide, I'm gonna cut off 10 strings the same size. I am only making a bracelet and my wrists are fairly small. So I'm probably just gonna do about a good arm's length on each. I have 10 strings all cut to the same length. Now what I'm going to do is on the end, on one of the ends, whatever end, I am going to make a knot. And I'm just really gonna put it kind of as high up as possible, so there's only like a few little hairs sticking up. And then I'm gonna do the same thing at the other end, but instead of pulling it how I pretty much just did on the first one, I'm gonna pull from the bottom where this knot is, so it's even. Now that that's done, and for me personally, this is the hardest part. So I'm gonna move the camera so you guys can really see in depth how I do this, because if you get frustrated on this part, just take a deep breath, maybe step away for a few minutes and then try again, because it is tedious at first. But this is like literally the most tedious part of the process, promise, swear to God. All right, so how the loom works is, since there is 10 strings, I'm just gonna split this evenly in half. So 5 strings on one side and 5 strings on the other side. If you have an even number, like, or uneven number, let's say you make one that's 16 beads wide, so you need 17 strings, you would just put, what is that? I don't even know. You just put 8 strings on one side and then 7 on the other, or whatever. 9. I'm not really that well at math, guys. Sorry about it. So I'll start on this one so you guys can see. And I'm just going to put that where that knot is, right at the end right there. Just like that. And this is gonna be our little adjuster. So since I like to add mine at the end sometimes, I'm gonna have this go all the way down and around so I can give myself some extra room if I wanna come back up here and add more onto this side. My loom is a little bit older, guys, so bear with her. But I am going to twist this around so it stays in place. Wow. Now we can do what we need to do. And I love that you guys can see this process, so you don't ask your beaders why they're charging so much. 9 times out of 10, they should be charging you more. So I have my loom beaded. This was the long side. So this is not the side that we started with. This was the side that I just wrapped around. So I'm just unwrapping this string. And now that I'm pulling this tight right here, I'm going to keep that tension. And now I'm gonna wrap all over again, but with that same tension. Secure so it stays in place. Now you have threaded your loom perfectly. My sketch is going across, so I will be lining up. If y'all can see, when I take the beads, this first row I do is gonna be orange, yellow, turquoise, blue, 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 turquoise, yellow, orange. Next row, red, orange, yellow, turquoise, blue, turquoise. You get the point. So I'm not going up, I'm going to the side. So this will help me be organized and make the desired design that I want to make. I am going to be starting with the shortest side, the side that we put on first, facing towards me, which means this is going to start towards me. And I have this little separator organized that I use, so I have all of my beads that I'm going to be using, at least for the first majority of these rows, organized right here. I'm gonna start off with a pretty lengthy piece because I hate always going back and forth. So this piece is gonna be almost about 2 arms length wide. And we're just gonna, now sometimes I know this part can be harder for certain people. I don't really have too much of a hard time threading my needle. But I just thread my needle, and then I'm gonna take the first bead on the left. So that's gonna be my orange bead. So I'm gonna take 1 orange bead, and you will only do this when you start, but I'm gonna put my orange bead on, and I'm gonna put my orange bead all the way pretty fairly close to the end, so you only really have a little tail. And then I'm gonna go back through that bead the other way. So not the way that I already had put it through, but the opposite way. These 2 sides, it's gonna pull this orange one right snug. Now that I have that done, we can just get straight to beading. So now I have the orange one. I'm gonna need yellow, turquoise, 3 blue, turquoise, yellow, orange. What we're gonna do is we are gonna line these beads up in between each of these strings. Make sure that they're all in their own parking space. And I push up on them very aggressively, and I'll push down on the string. And now I am going to put my needle and make sure that my needle is on top of all of these strings, but under the bead. Just like that. And I'm going to pull my needle, pull my needle through. Put the needle under and bring it back on the same side that I started with. And you're really gonna do that every single time. So I'm gonna bead this again, and I'll show you guys that one more time. Make sure you I will say like the first few rows you do have to push up really kind of aggressively. And like make sure the string's down. And you'll do the same thing. And make sure you pull tight. Throw that little guy right there. And there you go. Ooh. So you can see right there. It's matching, it looks just like my 2 rows right there. I'm gonna work on this and really get started so I have a really good chunk to show you guys before I come back on the camera. I'm about this far. You can see the sketch. I was gonna do red, but I decided to go with turquoise. It does look like there's a little imperfection here because this bead is small, but that's okay. Well, we're still gonna love her the way that she looks. So my string is running short, and this is why I wanted to pop on and show you guys. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to start going back down and weaving this string throughout the bracelet. I'm gonna go through 2 or 3 beads on this line below. Come up right here. I came up from this second bead on this second row right here, and I'm going to go underneath this 3rd bead on this 3rd row right here. So I went through about 3 beads. Came out this middle one right here on the 3rd row, so I'm gonna go into this one right by this white bead on this 4th row. Do 2. There we go. And to be extra cautious, I'm gonna do the same thing back through. And then all you have to do is cut it since you weaved it. Perfect. What you're gonna do, basically how we did when we were getting rid of the thread, is we went down, but we're gonna go back up. So I'm gonna start about, I'll start probably about 5 or 6 down. I really just like to estimate. I'll go up about 3 or 4. And I'm really just gonna leave a tiny, tiny tail, so y'all can see. This is good. This is, I wouldn't do any shorter than this. If you want to do a little bit longer to stay safe, you can, but I don't like to waste string, so pull it tight while I'm holding this tail. And then I'm gonna go up from this bead, and I'm just gonna go put it through this turquoise bead right at the end. Make sure you're coming out this end. On that last row, you're gonna wanna come out on your left end, so we can just go right underneath it and continue beading like normal. And this tail that you had here, you can just snip right off. So my bracelet is done. Now we can just hide the rest of this, put the clasp on, call it a day. I want to do something extra with this, so all right, y'all can probably tell I'm getting tired, but here is the finished bracelet. I put some stones to like add onto like the sides. I love how the feather turned out. It's so cute. Love. Okay, so the last part is, now I just took it off the loom, and I always do this where like I have so much, but you never know. But now that this is off the loom, I'm going to cut right where this knot is on this side, because I will need, this is a good length right here. Okay, so now all your strings will be like this once you've cut that. And what we're gonna do now is literally bury all of the strings minus the 2 that come out this middle part right here, because these are the strings I'm gonna use to put my clasp on and all that.
So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 4 strings to pretty much just weave into this bracelet on each side. I put the first one away so it could secure the end, but I always like to put my clasp on before I hide all these, just so I can get these 2 strings out of the way. So I'm going to find my clasp that I want to use. You're gonna thread both of the 2 that are coming out the middle of this. You're gonna thread both of them on 1 needle. So it should look like this. And then I like to put, now I have like sizes, but I like to put just a little bead to kind of separate the clasp. It just looks a little bit cleaner in my opinion. And then I'll grab the clasp, just put my clasp on like so. So the clasp goes on like this, and now I'm gonna put it back through the black bead. I'm extremely tired, so I'm gonna finish the rest tomorrow. But all that I have left, like I said, this is like the longest process of it all, is tucking all of your strings. I have 7 more left, but I have the clasps on both sides, so it's pretty much done. Like you see it, you get the gist. It's not like focusing, but we'll look at it tomorrow. It is gonna fit perfect. I love it so much. I'm gonna go to bed and we'll finish it in the morning.
Early, and I've been up here finishing the bracelet. I only have 2 more strings to tuck, so we're gonna tuck those really fast and I'll show you guys the final product. You can pretty much see the final product, but I will show you guys what it looks like on, and I'll show you guys close up so you can see. All right, y'all, I'm extra. I had to go right by the end of the balcony to show y'all, but look at, like, you can't tell me that this is not fire. Let's get close up into the detail. The feather. I'm fucking with it. I love it very, very much. And the view. It makes it. Y'all, I'm absolutely terrible because I forgot to do an ending video. So if you guys made it this far in the video, guys, thank you so much for watching. You already know the deal. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.